The 3-inch Raxiom Cube Light should appeal to the 97 through present truck owners out there who are looking for a bunch of light put but out of a relatively small package, and best of all, one that will be super affordable compared to some of your other big name options in the category. In fact, the Raxiom here coming in right around 30 bucks. The power and ground install gonna be pretty straightforward when it comes time to get this puppy wired up, so let's call it a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and we'll have a little bit more detail on that later in the video. Now first things first here guys, the Raxiom 3-inch cube that we are talking about in this video does feature a flood pattern and not a spot pattern. So for those of you looking for a fog light or driving light, this will not be for you. Instead, it's gonna be a great option for those off-road lights, maybe to be used as a backup option for auxiliary lights on those dark nights, or of course lighting up the dark back roads, trails, things like that. But again, because it is a flood pattern, best not to be used while on the road, otherwise you will be blinding oncoming traffic. But let's break down what these lights are all about, talk about the guts, construction, things like that. Now, on the surface, you're gonna be looking at a finned die-cast aluminum housing, which has then been finished off in a satin black powder coat. And on the front, you got a very durable polycarbonate lens, which is then sealed to the housing, giving you that IP or waterproof rating of the IP67. And that's gonna be pretty standard in the category for most of your entry to mid-level lighting. Gonna protect it from basic condensation and actually allow for immersion up to 1 meter of water. So you can put these things through the ringer, not have to worry about them failing or fogging up on you. And if you do run into any issues, Raxiom does have your back with a 2-year limited warranty. But going even further into the Raxiom, you're gonna find 4 individual 3-watt Cree LEDs putting out a rather impressive 1200 plus lumens at that 6000K color temperature, which is essentially that bright white light with a small touch of blue. Now this is a pretty common color temperature in the LED world and therefore should match other aftermarket LED lighting or even some factory HID or LED headlights if your truck is equipped. Now as far as what you receive with the Raxiom Cube Light, well, what you see is pretty much what you get here, gang. You're receiving the light itself along with a simple 2-wire pigtail, bracket, and some hardware to mount this guy wherever you pretty much want to. They are sold individually, so if you're looking for a pair to throw on the front or back of your truck, just make sure you grab a second one when ordering. Now also guys, this is just a simple power and ground install, so if you have the supplies to wire this thing up at home, just make sure you got a relay, switch, the whole 9 yards there. Or if you want, we do have some optional pre-wired harnesses available for around 20 bucks, just gonna make the wiring process a much easier one. Now it seems like a great time to segue into the installation, and again I am sticking with a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 30 minutes to an hour of your time depending on how proficient you are in wiring. Listen, it's not everybody's favorite topic, some guys are a lot better at it than others, but this one is pretty much as easy as it gets. You do have to factor in your power, your ground, of course a relay and a switch, but once you have that all figured out, it's basically just running your wires, finding a location to mount this thing, getting the switch wired up, and that's pretty much it. So basic hand tools here, including your wiring stuff, whether you want to use a soldering iron or butt connectors, crimpers, things like that. The sky's the limit, but basically a very simple entry into the land of wiring. If you're not very familiar with wiring, this is definitely going to be a great place to start for you. So that is my review of the Raxiom 3-inch Cube Lights, which you can grab right here at AmericanTrucks.com.